someone asks me what is my favorite video game franchise, I always come up with 3 different answers. Super Smash Bros., yes, I do consider that a franchise of video games. Sonic the Hedgehog, because it not only made me who I am today, but also all the games are super fun to play. And the main answer I will always give goes to a crossover between Square Enix and Disney of all companies to create one of the biggest gaming franchises to me and one of my personal favorite series that always gives me hope for the future. First off, I can probably tell what some of you guys are thinking. What is Kingdom Hearts and how does a video game give you hope? Well, hopefully this video will explain that pretty well. Kingdom Hearts is a crossover series between Disney and Square Enix, a company most known for Final Fantasy, one of the biggest JRPGs ever made. But this game was also directed by one Tetsuya Nomura. Tetsuya Nomura was originally the artist for Final Fantasy VII, as well as many other games, and I really enjoy his style of work. Kingdom Hearts is Nomura's baby, and honestly, out of every video game director, creator, people in the industry, he's up there with some of the greatest in my personal opinion. His ability to capture your imagination and basically change the way you view the world is something that I admire Nomura for. Some may have personal problems with his style of directing, basically connecting every little thing together, but honestly, I feel like that's kind of the magic of Kingdom Hearts, and not even Kingdom Hearts, just in general. I mean, just look at the MCU and its early 4 phases. This series made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me think, and it made me wonder. And I want to try to do my very best in order to explain to you how I got into this series, what I think about the series overall, and some of the characters that made me who I am, and most importantly, how this series in a crazy, crazy world gives me hope.
Of memories. Rated E for everyone.
Okay, so my memory's a little hazy with this, but around Christmas of 2011, maybe just got into the new year, my parents and my older brother went to a Christmas party, and I was getting house sat by my grandma with my cousins basically living with my grandma at the time. And they basically are giving away some of their old video games that they don't really play anymore, which was exciting for me because we just had Christmas and I'm getting brand new video games. This is a great news. Among those was Pokemon Generation 3's Fire Red version, which I absolutely loved. I thought this was a pretty good game, but I won't fully get into Pokemon just yet. That'll be later down in 2012. But there was also another game called Dogs with a Z, which was a pretty in-depth pet simulator where you took care of dogs, but also had a really nice art style to it, and I actually adore this game. Maybe I'll stream it one of these days. And then there's some Game Boy Advance videos of the Pokemon anime. But even so, with all those, they didn't even hold a candle to the weirdest game I've played, Kingdom Hearts. I never played this series at all. I may have seen it in passing throughout watching stuff like the Nintendo Week channel, but I didn't know what exactly it was. It was just something that was a little different, and I was so caught off guard by this game. I remember on my very first playthrough, I didn't get terribly far. I think I got past Agrabah, and that was basically it for years until going back to the game a couple of years later and finally finishing the game. But regardless, I still love this game. I popped it in from time to time, seeing all the crazy different Disney worlds. It was a game of my dreams. I could not even begin to tell you about the card mechanic as a kid, but still I was able to kind of figure it out, and if I just threw stuff at the wall, most of the time it worked, and I just never understood why my cards didn't work all the time. But at the same time, I really did love the game. I love the music, I love the combat, I love the story it was telling, and yes, I was able to follow this story without even touching the PS2 titles. For those that remember, and at the time of this recording, this was pretty recent, I've said a number of times in the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory streams that I vastly prefer the GBA version to the remake that's on their collections. And honestly, my point still stands with that. If you have an original Game Boy, or if you're playing off a Game Boy player, or heck, if you're playing off an emulation, this Game Boy version is the best version of my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't have voice acting or whatever, but it's also on a Game Boy, and this game definitely suits the Game Boy Advance super well. Also, this game has fully animated opening and ending cutscenes for each playable character, which is fantastic. This thing looks amazing. Yeah, sure, it looks a little crusty if it's blown up nowadays, but in actuality, if you play this on actual hardware, it still looks really good in my personal opinion. After 2012, I actually didn't play too much more of Kingdom Hearts, but in 2013, for my birthday, after acquiring a 3DS, I got not one, but 2 Kingdom Hearts games for my birthday, and they'll leave a lasting impact on me, despite the quality that some may see. Oh my gosh, is this a 3DS game? This was something completely different. And yeah, sure, I've experienced Super Mario 3D Land and Ocarina of Time 3D, but this was an original game, built from the ground up for the Nintendo 3DS, and graphically, I think it still holds up. Sure, 3DS capture is kind of a little wonky, but in all honesty, this game on original hardware still looks amazing, similar to Chain of Memories. And it's not even anything too crazy, it's just a really good game with fully voice acted cutscenes, hello! And those Pokemon type companions that you can fuse and make, oh wait, sign me the heck up, I'm here for this. More than Chain of Memories, I feel like this game deserves its recognition. It is a fantastic gateway game to lead up to Kingdom Hearts 3, but not only that, it's just a good game on its own. If this was a standalone game where we didn't know what the final conflict was, this game just feels so good in the hands, and honestly, it's one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts stories. Sure, the dialogue can be a little bit corny and anime plot twisty, but in all honesty, I really love that about Kingdom Hearts. And Sora is just a goofy protagonist here, and I love to see him evolve. And Riku, despite not knowing a single type of his trials and tribulations up until this point, I actually felt for him. I felt like he was always going on a redemption arc of some kind. And this game has the memory tabs, where as you're going through the game, you're gaining bits and pieces of past video games. And honestly, this is super helpful for me, and it made me fall in love with the story even more so reading it. And I love the idea of 358 Days Over 2. Sure, I didn't know what the heck that was, but reading that article definitely made me feel something. And this game, all in itself, is just a really good game. If you're collecting your 3DS games, I still highly recommend picking this one up on the 3DS, because it's still a good time regardless if it's on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, and PC. Some might get overwhelmed by the drop mechanic, but if you play games like The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, then this shouldn't be any issue to you. This is one amazing Kingdom Hearts game, and while you play on the collections nowadays or the original 3DS, this game will forever be amazing to me. And that wasn't the entire story. Okay, so this is very weird for me to describe, and I don't know if I'm going to do a good enough job, but Kingdom Hearts Coded, to me, is one of the weirdest games I've ever played in my entire life. First off, it adds nothing to the mythos, which basically means it's the equivalent of a filler episode. And coupled that with a gameplay that just doesn't feel all that great on the DS. Granted, there's a certain other DS game that I will get to, but I've played that in an unconventional way, so I'll get more on that in a little bit. But just my hands cramped up every time I've played this game, and basically every time I went back and played it, I always got stuck, and the gameplay just was always cramping my little hands. It was definitely a game that I thought was impressive. I mean, it did have my first instance of simple and clean, which I just started up the game and listened to Simple and Clean over and over on repeat, which was amazing. But besides that, I really don't really care for coding as much. I know that a lot of people do hold the gameplay to a high standard, but to me, I just don't really see it. And it was a game that I constantly tried and tried over and over again to try to find some type of goodness with it, but I just couldn't. So we're 3 Kingdom Hearts games in. We don't actually have the first one or the second one yet, but at this point in time, I started becoming internet savvy, and I started looking up what Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are, trying to absorb all the lore I can with this franchise. And let me tell you, the lore definitely got me hooked.
Kyrie!
Traitor.
Sephiroth! Yuffie!
Roxas.
Why?
Axel.
I'm a fool.
Xemnas!
You're right.
Whenever I had any sort of access, the first thing I will always do is look up anything Kingdom Hearts related, and whenever it was Kingdom Hearts related, it was always cutscenes, news and information, just anything about Kingdom Hearts it consumed. It absorbed my life more than any other video game has, and it was different. This wasn't in Mario where it was super basic. This wasn't a Sonic where it was a platformer. This was Kingdom Hearts. It was something completely different, and it engulfs my entire life, and to be honest, I still have yet to look back. Like, I'm talking AMVs, news and information, reactions to new Kingdom Hearts stuff. I was all over it. I had a family friend and we came over to play some video games, and he had a Kingdom Hearts 1 copy on his PS2, and as someone who didn't grow up at all with the PlayStation 2, holding that controller and taking control of Sora for the first time was something magical. I watched every cutscene like there were movies, and at that time they were split up into 3 different parts for Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a big old game. Probably one of the biggest games I've ever seen in my life. And would you believe I still have yet to actually play Kingdom Hearts 2? Well, I'm saving it for a live stream series anyway. Oh boy, being a Kingdom Hearts fan at this time was both beautiful and definitely grating, because I wanted a PS2 just so I can experience Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, so I can get prepared for Kingdom Hearts 3. That trailer looked amazing, the graphics look so crazy, and it's coming to Xbox One, so we'll be finally getting a Kingdom Hearts game on my platform. Before we open up that chapter though, I want to finish talking about the other Kingdom Hearts games that I experience in less than common ways. Controversial take here, 358 Days Over 2 is one of the weaker Kingdom Hearts games from a gameplay perspective. I need to emphasize from a gameplay perspective, because this story, oh my gosh, it might be one of my favorite stories in all of fiction, honestly. You have a character that is trying to work the 9 to 5 through a corrupted government that basically is trying to take over the world without even knowing what your true purpose is, finally meets some friends, learning to know what friendship actually is, and then to have your friendships heckin' die? Oh boy, this makes me tear up every single time. And a lot of people like to poke fun at this scene in particular.
Shion. Who else will I have ice cream with?
This humanizes Roxas a lot more than a lot of people think. Yes, they spend a lot of days eating ice cream together after work, but honestly, that's your friendships. How many times have you had friends come over and play Halo over and over again in your youth? How many times have you had friends come over and play Super Smash Bros in your youth, and then they move away, they stop playing games, or they just got busy with life? That happens to many of us, and I definitely see what Tetsuya Nomura was doing with this line. And honestly, it just made Roxas a way better character and made watching the Kingdom Hearts 2 cutscenes hit that much more harder. But then we get to the PlayStation Portable and the PS4's first Kingdom Hearts games. Whoa, 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 what the heck? What is this game? This doesn't look like Kingdom Hearts. Who are these guys in armor and who's that bald-headed guy? Oh crap, that guy just got so KO'd and oh, that's a girl and is that Keyblade? What is she doing? Oh my gosh, that guy just used his mind to go move the blades. Oh dude, this fight is so epic. Who are these people? Oh, now Grandpa's blading out the blade and ice powers? What is this? Oh my gosh, this looks like a fierce battle, but they're gonna make it out, right? What? That's Roxas! Oh no, you killed Roxas again! Oh, it's time for me to get him! Time for me to get him! Oh my gosh, who is this ghoul? Why does he look like Roxas? Who is this guy that's about to go Super Saiyan? Oh my gosh! Oh boy, that was an over-exaggeration of my thoughts of the Kingdom Hearts 2 post-credits scene. That right there, Birth by Sleep, lived rent-free in my mind for the rest of the day. I always had dreams of watching the Birth by Sleep cutscenes like I did with Kingdom Hearts 2. But at this point in time, school was becoming more of a priority, life was becoming more of a priority, and I never had actual access to go and watch this whenever. But still, all those cutscenes still lives rent-free in my head, and I always imagined the possibilities of Birth by Sleep. The following year, I did watch the Birth by Sleep cutscenes, and again, similar to Days, it was an emotional roller coaster, but darn it, I'm so glad I watched it. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You keep saying you watch cutscenes, you watch cutscenes. Why don't you just play the games? Why don't you just emulate the games, like you did with Kingdom Hearts Days? Well, at this point in time, I had a very crummy laptop that didn't really work, and my only desktop I did have ran Windows Vista. Yeah, Windows Vista. So yeah, I didn't have access for this game for the longest time, but now that I have it on the collections, it's just only a matter of time before I sink my teeth into it. Also, 0.2 Birth by Sleep I did play before this, but that was because it was on Game Pass, and before my Game Pass subscription went out, I wanted to beat it. I wanted to actually play it. Like the other Kingdom Hearts games, I did watch videos on 0.2 as well, but I actually sat down and beat this one before I beat the first game. Kind of funny how that works out. So yeah, I've experienced all these cutscenes. I went back and finished some of the games that I forgot to finish, and overall had a fantastic time doing it. But then, we enter 2016, a very tragic moment in my personal life. This is probably the hardest part of me having to record a video I've ever had to do, and it is very personal to me. There is going to be slight stuff that I find that some people might find uncomfortable, so if you want to fast forward, you could, but if you want to stay here, thank you so very much, and it does all have a purpose, I do promise you. I grew up in a Christian household, and I was a kid of a staff member of a church. So that basically means that we were there constantly, day after day after day, we were there. However, in 2016, I had a couple of people basically make fun of me because of my autism. There was a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes that I just don't want to get into. And I had minimal friends. I had next to no one that really cared about the true me. No one to really talk about video games to, no one to talk about movies to, just no one in general that kind of wanted to hang out with me. And I guess that's fine. I mean, obviously it's a church environment. They probably want to be there for church. But just to have like next to no one to even have a simple conversation with, it damaged my soul. I don't know how else to describe it. That doesn't sound like over dramatic, but it did hurt me so very much. Couple that with people moving in and out throughout my life, just people in general moving in and out, and just a lot of craziness that I will never get into in these types of videos. It definitely made this year worse for me, or just the 2 years worse for me, because it was just very draining, and I felt like not a lot of people really wanted to know the real me, and on top of that, not a lot of people wanted to stay in my life, and that's just how I perceived those 2 years. But the one thing I kept going back to was these videos, was this story, was this world. I used to always imagine a world where I'd be able to go and experience Sora, experience Riku, experience Kairi, Roxas, all of them, because they brought me joy, they gave me hope. And it wasn't just Kingdom Hearts 2. This is why I truly found my love for games like The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Sonic Unleashed. 2 video games that will echo so much into my life that I wouldn't be here without these games. And Kingdom Hearts was at the forefront of all of it. But then my breaking point hit when my grandpa passed away due to cancer, and I just felt miserable. He was a very influential figure in my life, and he was definitely an individual that got me more and more into tech and more into technology. Just every time I saw him, he was a lovable, jolly soul, and I do dedicate a lot of my projects to him because he is and forever will be an amazing human being.
What's happening to me? Falling into darkness.
But when there's darkness, a light will soon to follow. A message that Kingdom Hearts definitely shares so much. Some people may call it corny, but I see it as a reflection of life. We may have to face trials and tribulations, but no matter the darkness, a light soon appears. And Sora, to me, for many years, was that light. Sora will literally go to every world imaginable to save his friends, and even make some new friends along the way, but he never forgets his true goal. His friendship's what matter to him, and his heart is his guiding key. And honestly, as cheesy as it is, I believe a lot of the same stuff Sora believes. He's definitely an inspiration, not only to myself, but the way I view the world. In 2019, I got introduced to Avatar: The Last Airbender, and definitely I saw a lot of traits with Sora and Aang, the protagonists of Avatar. They're cheerful on the surface, but deep down they have a world of wisdom, and both characters are a couple of my favorite characters in fiction. Sora to me is one of the perfect main characters, and has all the aspects I like about a main character, on top of that being very complex. So around this time, my head's finally above water. I log on to the computer one day, and I see in my YouTube inbox something magical.
暗いなあ。どこだよここ。ん？俺たちちっちゃくなってる？それにこの格好。
あっちは驚いてもいいのかな？
ハートレス。
Oh my gosh! Toy Story and Kingdom Hearts? This must be a dream. I must be dreaming. This can't be good news. What is going on? Oh, they look so amazing. They're staying next to one of my favorite characters of all time. Oh, dude, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, this trailer blew my mind, and I started smiling a lot more after seeing this. And I started smiling a lot more after seeing this. Oh my gosh, a release date! Well, I think I left some of you guys waiting for too long. So here's what I thought about the entire build-up to release of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I want you for a lifetime. So if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't wanna know. Baby, I don't wanna know.
The road road to Kingdom Hearts 3 is a journey all of its own. The fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 took 7 years to come out is insane from reveal to release. But it never felt lonely waiting for this game. Yes, I wanted to play it super badly, but it made every single E3 Tokyo Game Show just something special. Like in 2014 when we got the announcement that Big Hero 6 will become a playable world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and this image just being burned into my brain whenever I think about Kingdom Hearts 3. Or how about in 2015 when we saw the Tangle World for the first time that instantly transformed into the battle scene. It was just something that was so fresh to me at the time, and the graphics just looked so beautiful. But graphics aren't everything. The gameplay definitely looks super satisfying with all the craziness that you can pull off. But people started to have doubts. Is this game going to live up to 7 years of anticipation? Is this game going to be one of the greatest games of all time? Is this going to top what many consider to be the best game, Kingdom Hearts 2? I wanted this game to feel like how I felt whenever I played Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance for the first time. How it captured my imagination and just took a hold of it. And definitely the lead up to release did that. Almost like I said, every time I had access to YouTube, I would go and watch all these trailers. Because these trailers just stuck with me. It made me think, it made me wonder, it made me get so hyped for the future. When they name dropped Roxas in one of the trailers, I got so hyped that there was a way to bring him back. This wasn't like your typical Dragon Ball death where they come back in the next episode. This is literal years of characters that are dying that those potentially can come back to life. And it's something that I still love about this series. And I was super excited. On January 29th, 2019, I got the game, rented it, and I played it for the first time. And what did I think about the game? I loved it. I loved it. Kingdom Hearts 3 lived up and overcame the hype. Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of my favorite video games of all time. It stands toe-to-toe with Sonic Adventure 2 as a video game that I play over and over and over again. The combat is at its best here, with adding in elements from every single Kingdom Hearts game and making it something special. The story, oh my gosh, I don't want to say anything about this story because one of the reasons why I love this series is its story, and I feel like I already spoiled some big stuff already in this video. Just go play this game. This game is so beautiful and so wonderfully made. And it's one of the most bittersweet endings I've ever seen to a video game. That moment where Sora's on his knees crying always gets me every single time. I remember at the final battle, at the last final moment, I visibly dropped my controller and screamed, "Yes! Yes!" And it's just so satisfying at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. One of the bittersweet endings of every single video game. And again, I don't want to get into the specifics because I feel like this is an experience that you will need to experience yourself. I know many people say, well, there's not any Final Fantasy characters in it. It's the worst Kingdom Hearts game ever because it just takes too long with cutscenes. But in all honesty, I feel like this is one of the most perfect endings to Kingdom Hearts and the Xehanort saga as a whole. We then cut to E3 of 2019, and after the Final Fantasy VII Remake gets a full announcement and trailer, we get more info on Kingdom Hearts 3. There's a DLC pack coming out that's going to expand the world of Kingdom Hearts 3 even more so. And it gives us a new story with a new ending to the canonical Kingdom Hearts 3. This game is so beautiful. It's so amazing. I just can't stop talking about how great this game is because it's one of the greatest gaming experiences I've ever had. And when it comes down to it, the DLC stuff just adds more and more delicious flavor to already a fantastic meal of a game. And I have no idea if this was intentional or not, but it gave it an idea to Sega to use in their Sonic Frontiers game. They took the exact same plays as Kingdom Hearts 3 and did the exact same thing, and like Kingdom Hearts 3, the DLC for Frontiers is really good. But back to Kingdom Hearts 3, I just really love all of this, and I have yet to beat the DLC fully in terms of the secret episode or the final secret boss, but I don't need to. I'm in no rush to. I've completed 2 whole campaigns with Kingdom Hearts already, that I'll just do the rest on stream whenever I get to it, because it will be a new experience for all of us. But like Frontiers, I know I definitely need to bring my A game with a certain individual. But on a side note, I am actually really happy that Yozora is voiced by Dylan Sprouse. That was very surprising to me. Then we got the rhythm game Melody of Memory for all current platforms, and the first ever Nintendo Switch entry into the Kingdom Hearts franchise, which this is actually a pretty fun game to play on a Nintendo Switch, but unfortunately, when it comes to rhythm games, I want to play with people, and not a lot of people around me wanted to play a rhythm game, so, it's alright. We now appear at present day with the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer being revealed, and it looks beautiful. The Unreal Engine 5 looks spectacular in action. The combat looks so crazy. The giant heartless battle in this alternate version of Tokyo called Quadratum looks amazing. And Donald and Goofy looked better than they've ever looked before in a Kingdom Hearts title. And I'm excited to see that they're still going to be a part of the Kingdom Hearts series, because many have speculated because of the direction of Kingdom Hearts, they might actually downplay the Disney stuff, but this trailer basically says, nah, they're still going to be there. Some of you guys probably remember when I used to stream here on YouTube, I actually had a certain hashtag that I'll be using a lot. Hashtag Sora for Smash. This hashtag originated from the Super Smash Bros. Fire's Battlet back in 2015 for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. And at this time, Super Smash Bros. Was rolling out DLC fighters, and now they gave you, the player, a chance to vote for a new fighter for Super Smash Bros. This was super exciting to me. Even though I streamed well after Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS have came out, I was still clamoring for Sora to be in Super Smash Bros. There was a fan-made game called Super Smash Flash 2 that basically put Sora and a bunch of other highly requested characters into Super Smash Bros. And it's still a pretty fun game today, and you can even download it for free, which I'll leave the link down below in the description if you're interested. So Sora's in a fan-made Super Smash Bros, but how about an official one? Well, throughout Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's DLC 1, the Sora for Smash hashtag returned, and that's whenever I started using it a lot for streams. The DLC for Super Smash Bros. Actually started with a character that I didn't really know. Joker? That's not the guy from Batman. Who is this guy? He looks super cool though, and the music's way funky. It actually got me interested in the Persona series, to be completely honest. Then we got Hero from the Dragon Quest series, similar to Joker. I didn't really know who he was, but I was more familiar with Dragon Quest anyway because it was a Square Enix property. Banjo-Kazooie? Oh my gosh, they were bought out by Microsoft. How did they get this to work? I didn't even know what Fatal Fury was, but Terry looks so cool. He kind of looks like a Pokemon trainer also. Oh, how can I forget about Steve from Minecraft staying next to Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII? That is a sentence I never thought I would utter in my entire life. But Smash Bros. Did it. Smash Bros. Did it. I honestly have no idea what to even think, and this all happened in 2020, 3 years ago now. But after 2 fires passes, with 1 more character left to go, I was scared that Soul wasn't going to be able to make it. This could have literally broken my entire mind when it came to Super Smash Bros. And characters, because Sora would fit perfectly here with all these characters, with all these different worlds. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Disney will get involved, or oh, this, that, and the third, but What if Sora came in as the last character, or at the very least Master Chief, or something crazy that would have to just basically blow up Super Smash Bros. Ultimate into a gaming legend? And then, on that fateful day, does the fire? Who is it be? Who is going on? What is he doing? What is this? He just reaches his hand to the fire. Throws it. Wait, what is that? It's the Keyblade! No! No!
Stop! Stop! Take that! Sora! No way! Kayla! Sora! Oh my god! Oh my god! You said it'll never happen! To everybody who said it'll never happen! Sora made it to Smash!
I gotta shut up. Oh my god! Sora's right next to Link! Oh baby! Oh my gosh! No! Sora! I'm so happy! Yes! They did it! I'm so... The song! I'm crying! My poison smash! Oh my gosh, my headphones off! It is the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack! No! Oh my gosh! He's in the game! This is hype! This is so hype! He looks so fresh! It's finally here! Yes! After years of very, very toxic players in the Smash Bros. Community, Sora was the beacon of light for the Smash Bros. Community, I feel like. And his timing couldn't be more perfect as the last fighter of this amazing Fighters Pass. Super Smash Bros. Is one of my favorite video game series, like I said at the start of this video, and to see him in one of my favorite fighting games, no, heck, one of my favorite video games outside of Kingdom Hearts is something magical. Seeing him right next to some of the greatest icons in gaming like Mario, Sonic, Pokemon, it's something that will never leave my memory, and it was a joyous day for me. I fell back in love with Super Smash Bros. During this time as the Fighters Pass was going through, Smash Bros. Was a different type of game for me. There was a lot of toxicity within the fandom and even in my household, given the fact that my roommate kinda killed the game there for a little bit for me. But seeing Sora reignited a spark that honestly never left. I love Sora's inclusion here. He plays just like he does in the Kingdom Hearts games, and I love to see it. And I didn't play those reactions just to play those reactions. I wanted to show you guys that it wasn't just me that wanted Sora in Super Smash Bros. This was a worldwide phenomenon. Everyone wanted Sora in Super Smash Bros. And to have him as the final character of the newest Super Smash Bros. Game to date, I can't be more happier to see him. Also, this image of Sora shaking Mario's hand will go down in history as one of my favorite moments in all of gaming. I want to end this video with a very important reason why I decided to revive this video from 8 years ago. You see, this year hasn't really been the kindest to me in terms of other people. There's been a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of just bad stuff that's happened this year, but I don't want that to replace all the good that has happened this year, which is my content I've been producing, like stream-wise. Got me to meet a bunch of beautiful people. And the thing is, I don't need to defend why I love Kingdom Hearts to them. They understand that we all love different tastes, we all have different types of like hobbies that we do, and that's something that I love about my friendship.
I don't have to hide about who I am to any one of these people. I can just be myself, and definitely finding my VTuber friends has definitely improved me on making more streams and making more content. And I just love that, and it gives me hope for the future. Why does Kingdom Hearts give me hope? It's because Sora was the hope that I needed in order to get my head above after what happened in 2016 and 2017. Throughout most of my teenage life and into my adulthood, Sora has been there as the best role model for me. Someone that doesn't matter who you are, what you've been through, they can always find the goodness within everyone. And that's someone I always strive to be. Just a light of hope in someone's day. That's why I always try to make content to make at least one person smile. Then I've done my job as a content creator. This franchise got me to try out the Final Fantasy series, with games like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy 15 being my favorite Final Fantasy games. This franchise made me value my friendships I do have, made me make new friends, and forever will always hold them in my heart. The franchise is growing strong, with Kingdom Hearts 4 on the horizon, as well as the mobile phone game Kingdom Hearts Missing Link having its open beta at the time of this video's recording, so it's a great time to get into the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Please, please, please try out this series. I do highly recommend this series to anyone that wants something a little bit different in your gaming taste. I would love it if this comment section of this video is nothing but positive messages about the Kingdom Hearts franchise, because at the end of the day, this is a big series to me, and I would love to hear all you guys' experience with the Kingdom Hearts franchise down below. But with that being said, I'll leave you guys with this comment from Sora.
I know the Keyblade didn't choose me, and I don't care. I'm proud to be a small part of something bigger. The people it did choose. My friends. They are my power!
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy TheGamingTrouge here, and thank you so very much for making it to the end of this video. This took so long for me to make. Like, out of all the projects I made this year, this was probably the longest, and it's because there was a lot of voice recording, rather than the Sonic Hot Takes video that was more reactionary, so that's kind of why it ended up being so long as it is. But with this video, this was edited, this was scripted, this was all the above, and holy cow, I'm so happy at how this video turned out. I want to give a huge thanks to Liam Triforce and Noah the Auto, with the latter being one of my personal best friends that has been here on the YouTube scene since around 2020, I want to say. 2021, I believe, was when we met. But definitely go check out Noah the Auto. He recently started up his own type of series that's kind of similar to this type of video, so if you like my style of content, please run them up, as well as Liam Triforce. Thank you so much for all the friendships I've made over this year. Thank you to everyone that supported me over on Twitch and on my other platforms. You guys are amazing. I'm going to be taking a break from content creation, so I'll be back in the new year. So have you guys elves a merry happy Christmas. I screwed that up so much, but I'm going to leave it in here, and have a happy new year. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night or day, and as always, keep gaming. Special thanks to Cat Chat for sponsoring me on Patreon. If you want your name at the end of the credits, link is in the description down below to my Patreon.